You're so selfish, just marry that elf. But he's mid. So what if he's mid? Maybe I don't want my kids to be chopped. He even licks his toes. Toe lickers deserve love. The movie begins with the Princess Ginger Freckles, who has a wholesome moment with me mom as the dad gives a bow for her birthday, which is the equivalent of giving a child an AK-47. And the dad's like, you have the right to defend yourself. You better go get that shit. Okay, me mom. Now, what kind of mom lets her kid run off into the woods alone? And we see some cheeks getting grabbed as Princess Ginger Merida could have been captured by bandits or attacked by a wild animal, but instead she sees some blue vape shit called a will-o-wisp and follows it. Me mom fam. I saw blue vape. Vaping is bad, but you're ginger, so we already gave up on you, so you can vape. What's wrong with being orange? So the dad doesn't believe in magic. Then a big ass bear shows up, and if you look closely, the queen and princess should not have been able to get away with that, but they did. Like, you're right there in front of the bear, and the bear attacks, and the next shot is you on a horse safely riding away. Okay. Then many years pass and now the Ginger King is disabled with one wooden leg thanks to that bear. And wait a minute, is bro wearing a skirt? Well, at least he looks comfy. Then we learn Merida now has 3 brothers who are triplets who constantly harass the 9-to-5 slaves for some sweets. So the princess is much older now, but still gets constantly nagged and scorned by her mom because she doesn't act like how a princess should. Like, she gets told she doesn't talk like one or isn't composed or elegant like one. So apparently princesses aren't supposed to laugh or can't eat like a normal person and pretty much must always strive for perfection. But the film says Merida would rather get on her horse and go to her little shooting range, climbing mountains, drinking water from waterfalls, and doing her little dancey dance. Oh yeah, she's definitely an extrovert. Meanwhile, her dad constantly talks about that one time he got attacked by a bear, like it's his one and only highlight in his life, and the funny part is, he didn't even kill it, and keeps talking about the story in hopes that one day, if that bear appears again, he can get his get back. Princesses shouldn't have weapons. It's just my boo. But don't royalty get attacked and are in danger the most, so shouldn't it be a good thing that Merida can fight and defend for herself? Anyway, she talks about her day and her brothers are interested, the dad's invested, but the mom ain't even listening cause she don't care la. Boys, put that meat in your mouth. So while Merida helps her siblings eat some sweets, they decide to pull a fun prank on their zaddy. Then the mom says the lords accepted the arranged marriage, meaning Merida will be married to one of her dad's allies, and failure to do so will result in war. Dad! There'll be 3 dudes that will try to rizz you up. You're acting like you got cancer. What if they're ugly? Do I still gotta marry them? Yeah, even if they're really chopped. No! I'm not marrying no ugly. They can look smacks. Ginger. This is the film saying that they're rich and they can always waste food and never have to worry about it. So the mom pulls up and tells a story about how there was once a ruler who divided the kingdom equally to his 4 sons, but when one of them wanted it all for himself, the kingdom fell to war, chaos, and ruin. Pretty much telling her if you keep being selfish, the entire kingdom will fall. I don't want them short and chopped. Oh, grow up. Then later, Ginger Daddy tries comforting her. Abuse me like I'm Merida. I can't do this. Oh, I love archery and hate ugly men. So both the queen and daughter want to be heard and understood, but honestly, marrying a lord's son doesn't sound so bad when other girls in her time were also forced into marriages, except they're peasants and live really difficult lives and in survival mode. And since she's the princess, when she becomes the queen, she'll be the most powerful person in the entire kingdom, meaning she doesn't have to worry about money or food, and if war breaks out, then everyone will try to preserve and protect her. Whereas if you're a peasant girl, you have to worry about food and live in extremely shitty conditions and get forced into marriage to a peasant bum anyway. So compared to others in her timeline, is Merida's situation really that bad? Like, there were girls sold off to settle family debt to avoid starvation, whereas Merida gets to stay rich and even has a horse when most commoners couldn't even afford to buy one. And if you really don't like the husband or he's abusive, just poison his food and he'll die, and then you can become queen and single and have his money, and if you want, you can just repeat the cycle. Now we're introduced to the Ginger's allies, so we got Crazy Hair who painted blue Polynesian tattoos cause he think he the Pacific Islander. Then there's Man Bun Pigtails who looks like he has a forest bush of hair on his ass, and there's this dude who looks like if Joe Biden and Albert Einstein had a medieval baby. And Merida puts on her Rizzler dress and she's like, I can't breathe, give me a free 60. And the mom be checking her out like, she has my ass. And when it looked like the mom wanted to say something that was genuinely from the heart, she restrains herself and says the usual "you're not princess enough" nagging lecture, as the film's kinda implying her mom says what she says because it's her duty, not because she wants to. Then the soldiers show up and my goodness, all these men look goofy as hell and they have no order. Slave! Yes, Daddy Short King. Greetings, 6'7". And Merida is introduced to the first suitor, and this looks exactly like the meme that says this is what it looks like to text girls first. So we got this dude, and we'll call him Man Boobs because he likes moving his titties. Then next we got this cutie patootie who's strong and super shy, and personally I think he would have been the best fit for Merida out of the three. Like, he even had her kind of curious about him. You want a man in finance? 6'5", blue eyes? Well, too bad, because you get my special boy who has an IQ of an infected squirrel. I bet he was dropped as a baby. What? He looks like he bites his mom's breast milk. It's dinner time. So they all start fighting as Man Boobs gets the titty twister. And even the king joins the fight. So pretty much all the men in this film are seen as dumb and emotionally out of control, and it's only the queen that is composed and stops them from fighting. So the queen mentions only the firstborn can compete and the princess can decide which game to be played, so Merida picks archery. Now the film shows us a bunch of scenes of this maid slave with giant jugs, and I don't think it's a coincidence for Pixar to keep putting focus on her titties.
Oh, Pixar, you naughty boy!
And as she continues to get harassed by the triplets, the archery game begins. And I find it interesting how they had their whole lives to prepare for this moment, and 2 out of the 3 suitors look like they've never touched a bow before. Guess his fingers too fatty? Yeah, this scene is hilarious. So bro points an arrow and these girls are going feral, like...
He pointed an arrow? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. He pointed an arrow. That's so hot.
No! That's attractive. So Man Boobs crashes out and the special boy can't even hold the bow properly. Why did you even enter? Duh. And according to the rules, Merida now needs to have his babies. Yo, look at their faces. Even the queen is like, if Merida ends up with him, our kingdom is cooked. But his dad celebrates. Eat my arms. And Merida sees who she's forced to marry and goes, nope, I'm the firstborn and I'll choose my own fate. Ginger naughty. Then she rips her dress to be free to shoot and hits all 3 targets perfectly. And this scene is probably the best shot in the film, shooting an arrow into another arrow like, damn. She got order. Oh, and her mother not happy. You're so selfish, just marry that elf. But he's mid. So what if he's mid? Oh. Maybe I don't want my kids to be chopped. He even licks his toes. So lickers deserve love. Then Princess Ginger puts a hole in the tapestry, and this triggers the mom to take her bow and throw it into the fire. And the mom's like, yeah, how you like me now? Don't mess with me, ho. That's what you get. And this part was pretty funny. So the mom takes out the bow and she's like, oh no, what have I done? And starts crying.
Like, I threw it intentionally, but what have I done? Like, I knew what I was doing, but what have I done?
And honestly, I was just watching the scene like, why are y'all crying? You guys are rich. If you want it, you can have hundreds of bows and hundreds of tapestries that your slaves can make for you. Like, what are you crying about? Why are they trying to act relatable? Like, you guys are rich. Like, when Merida puts a hole, she goes, oh my gosh, we're rich and can order our slaves to make more, but how could you do that? And when Merida sees her bow burning, I was thinking, ain't no way that's your only bow. Surely not. Mom, how could you? I only have 29 bows left now. Then the horse yeets her ass because she's a bad owner, and seeing the blue vape again, she follows it, which leads to some Hansel and Gretel looking ass home. So she steps inside and sees a bunch of wooden bears everywhere, so clearly this old woman is obsessed with bears. But seeing a broom moving on its own and the old woman using her powers, that's when Merida realizes she's a witch. So she asks for a spell to change her mom, and the witch tells her to get the hell out. But I'm rich. Well then, flex your wealth. So she goes, I bet I'll never be broke again if I had that. This is what I'm saying. She's very rich, very powerful. Like, girl, I understand she has her own struggles, but Merida has it the best out of any girl in the entire kingdom. So they make a deal. Merida gives the old hag Wrinkles money, and in exchange, she makes a spell that changes her mom and changes her fate. Then the witch says the last time she made a spell for someone was to give a man the strength of 10 men, saying he definitely got what he wanted. And what I didn't like about their deal was that it was super vague with little to no details about the spell. So the witch says feed your mom that cake and your fate will change. But that could mean anything. Like, she could have poisoned the cake, and with the poison cake, it will kill her mom, and with her mom gone, thus her fate will absolutely change. So this deal is just hella sus. Then the witch is like, wait, I forgot an important detail, and she disappears. And instead of running away from home with a bunch of gold to live a good life far away elsewhere like a normal person, Merida decides to trust a sketchy-ass witch to feed her mom a cake that has God knows what inside. Then suddenly her mom shows up, super relieved that she's not hurt, and tells her she was worried and glad she's home safe, and says everything is all good because the king is busy distracting the lords. And just when she starts getting hope, the mom goes, your ginger ass still has to be married. Girl, yeah, you eating this. Eat up, ho. And I know she's your daughter, but how are you not in the slightest bit sussed out that she suddenly made food for you right after an argument about being forced into marriage? Interesting flavor. Yeah, it's got her armpit hair in it, so you're eating armpit hair flavor. Then the mom says she's totally fine leaving the cake on the table, but suddenly starts feeling sick. Think I'm gonna shit. Oh, how you feel about the marriage now?
Nah, Merida, you wrong for that. So you don't even know what's gonna happen to your mom. Like, she could die. You don't know that. And seeing her unwell, the first thing you think of is your own marriage? You selfish as hell.
We want an answer, milady. Annyeong. Huh? I need to shit. Do you need pads? Shut your ass up. And when the queen is put to bed, next thing you know, she turns into the grizzly bear. And the mom crashes out. Mom? Huh? I knew I shouldn't trust that witch. The hell? So the queen makes too much noise, making the dad sus, bringing the others with him to go check it out, while the queen is trapped in a bear's body, thinking she's naked. No one will go and you have 4. Then the maid slave sees him and snitches. Whooshing. Slave? What did you see? Then she gets yeeted and hey yo, did you see that shove? How did that not break her back? And somehow when her brothers see their mom, they just know it's her and decides to help her escape, distracting the king and others, making them chase an imaginary bear. Good, now eat sweets and get diabetes. And the triplets discover the armpit hair bear changing cake. And when Merida finds the witch's crib, the witch leaves a message saying this shit will be permanent after the second sunrise. And the only way to break the spell is they must mend the bond torn by pride. No! Shit! So the mom and daughter depressed. Then we get a flashback of the time Merida was scared of some lightning, so the mom comforts her, and the film deliberately shows this to make Merida look like an ungrateful, entitled piece of shit. The next morning. Turns out being a real queen means having 0 survival skills, as the food the mom gets was poisonous and the water has worms. So Merida gets food for her mata, and yo, look at her reaction. She goes, oh my gosh, you're getting food for me so I don't starve? How could you? That poor fish. Got you breakfast, huh? Ew. Then the film proceeds to show us the progression of the mom going from an elegant, composed, and majestic queen to acting and living like a wild animal. So we get some wholesome mother and daughter bonding moments, but suddenly the mom starts walking away, leaving her crown. Yo, imagine wandering around in the woods and you find a crown and boom, now you have generational wealth. Like even in the movie Tangled, they steal a crown because it's that valuable. Anyway, the mom loses consciousness and the bear side actually takes over. Mom. And she comes back to her senses. Damn, you nuts. And seeing the blue vape again, they follow it, which leads to some sketchy ass, sussy ass area as Merida finds out, just like how she tore a hole in the tapestry which led her to the witch. She finds out the other person that asked the witch for the strength of 10 men was the same prince told in the legends who tried to take the kingdom for himself. And that very prince is now a bear known as Mor'du, the same bear that attacked the family and took Ginger Daddy's leg in the beginning of the film. So Merida faces a bear where arrows do literally 0 damage. But thanks to the plot armor, she's able to get away. And because Merida doesn't want her mom to end up as a bear forever, they decide to head back to the castle and fix the hole in the tapestry. Now, the witch says to break the spell, you must mend the bond torn by pride.
So I just thought as long as the mom and daughter just hug it out and say, sorry, then she'll turn back human.
But turns out sewing back the hole of the tapestry is also something they must fix to break the spell. Meanwhile, there is chaos and conflict as the allies are ready to fight against each other in war, just like the mom predicted if Merida doesn't comply and get married. Wait, did bro catch an arrow with his bare hands? Oh, he aura farming. You got to stop them. Me? Do I look like I speak Chinese? So Merida decides to do the talk no jutsu and turns into Sir Yaps a lot. I'm going to yap my way out of this. This is outrageous. Who the hell do you think you are? Now the mom tries to secretly sneak in, but wouldn't all the people behind Merida see the bear moving? Like, the scene is so dumb. So the ginger princess does the whole, remember the good times we had? Remember? Come on guys, we're friends. And it works as she talks them out of war, and the mom changes her mind and tells Merida to break tradition and tell everyone they can marry whoever they want on their own time.
Wait a minute, it was that easy to change the rules this entire time? If it was that easy, it just makes the whole forced marriage thing not look like a big deal because it was that easy to change it. Like, why bother going all the way to a witch to try to change your mom when you could have just said, remember when we were friends? Remember the good old days? Remember? And you don't have to marry. Like,
and also, anyone looking at her would clearly tell she's looking at something at the back, which would expose the bear and the mom would die. And I'll say it again, wouldn't all these people at the back clearly see a moving bear doing sign language? Then I'll marry my maid. I lick my feet, so I'll marry my toes. I'll marry my left hand because I go into it. And when the others are distracted, they reach the tapestry, but the mom's consciousness is gone again and she's as dumb as a bear now. And to make the plot extra spicy, the king assumes his wife is dead due to the ripped clothes. Oh yeah.
So the dad checks on his daughter and ends up seeing the bear and fights it, not realizing it's his wife. Then the mom scratches Merida and yeets her hubby just before her consciousness returns again. And when the mom sees what she has done, she runs away because she doesn't want to hurt nobody, but she gets seen by more people in the process, only making things worse.
Your wife is a fraud. You're talking shit. It's true.
And the dad doesn't believe her because he obviously doesn't believe in magic and locks her ass out, giving the maid the keys. So the mother gets chased as she runs for her life.
40. Give me the key while I ask nicely, slave.
Then we learn her brothers are bears now too, who help get the key.
Beat her ass.
Then maid slave puts the key into her titties, confirming Pixar knew exactly what they were doing. And I don't get how you get scared from bear cubs. Like, look at them.
They look so adorable and cuddly.
And they definitely don't look intimidating in real life either. Anyway, one of them dives into them titties and retrieves the key, freeing Merida, who fixes the tapestry while riding a horse.
Then the mother gets captured by the humans.
And just when she's about to get murdered by her own hubby,
the ginger princess
shows up, and yo, she got mad aura for having better combat skills than her own dad. And by the time the king's convinced his sons are bears, the immortal bear Mor'du shows up and attacks, literally making dudes go flying with each swing. And when I saw this, I was thinking, how are they not dead or have life-threatening injuries? And just when the king thought he'd get his get back, bro gets yeeted.
And it was at that moment he knew. He was screwed la.
You know, I'm surprised Brave isn't a G-rated movie, because not a single NPC or human dies in this film, not even once. And when the queen finds out that big rocks are able to break, she lures Mor'du to repeatedly hit the big rock and stay near it. Then the big rock falls on Mor'du and his soul can finally rest in peace. Wait, is it just me or does he look like if Jesus was a bodybuilder on roids and creatine? But despite beating an immortal bear, the queen runs out of time as the second sunrise shows up, permanently changing her into a bear.
I'm sorry. I know you don't like gingers. I should have married that ugly blondie.
The hell you dragging me for? But because Merida mends the bond torn by pride, her mother becomes human again.
Huh? You're naked.
When we get home, I'm beating your ass. And the dad's all happy, believing in magic now, and makes out in public cause he horny.
Mom, I can see your areola.
Unfortunately, the brothers are human again too, as the movie ends with the mom being super chill now, and the king's bond with his allies are stronger than ever, securing long-term peace. As the film pretty much says, Merida made the right choice turning her mom into a bear because it ultimately did change her, which ultimately changed her fate. So if by any chance you see some sketchy looking house in the woods and you see a witch saying she's gonna change your mom, do it, because it clearly worked out in this fictional movie, so it will definitely, absolutely work out for you, 100%. Oh, and maid slave finds love with the aura farmer, and
I don't see the problem. Slaves need love too.
Now, when I was making this video, I realized the Scottish accent is actually very difficult to pull off, so if you don't like my voiceovers in this video, just know your boy tried, alright? Mom, me mom fam, that's my boo. I tried, alright? I tried. I'm probably thinking there's probably someone from Scotland or Scottish watching this video like, bro, what is that? What is that? Hey, I tried, okay? I tried. So the take I got from this film is that me moms deep down can care about us and be harsh sometimes, but deep down they love and care about us, so we should appreciate them while they're still around. That's not bad, right? Come on, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Come on, that wasn't bad. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed the movie. Feel free to leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy KC. And yeah, till next time.